As much of a mess as Donald Trump is, his surrogates are chosen so poorly, or maybe not. Maybe he chooses people who look foolish to make him look like a mastermind by comparison. But in this, you're going to see one of his literal senior advisors arguing for why it doesn't matter that he's not raising money, and it doesn't matter that he's losing in the polls.
In terms of money in the bank, Clinton, they have $42 million. Trump, $1.3 million. Lean and mean might have worked in the primaries. Will not moving ahead. How do you catch up?
Well, I don't think we need to catch up because we are winning our side.
But this is a different
Trump's
ballgame moving forward, Tana.
Well, I understand that, but Mr. Trump is a billionaire. If money is not a problem for our campaign. So that's not even on my radar as that's a problem. Mr. Trump has a lean, mean, we're a great machine.
Every
you know what I mean?
paper
And the team
today
is great, and it
indicates money is a problem. This is politics.
Guess what? Mr. Trump is a billionaire. Money is not a problem. I mean, yeah, I'm sure all the papers are saying that. The papers need to say something about Mr. Trump. We are winning. He is going to be the nominee in my mind.
Look at the numbers today, 47% to 42%. He is down 5 percentage points to Hillary Clinton.
That's nothing. Brooke, that's nothing. Just let us get through the convention. Money is not a problem for Donald Trump.
That's nothing.
No, so I love this because I predicted a long time ago that Donald Trump would turn his campaign into a reality show, and he has. I remember when he first brought Omarosa out to represent him. I was like, oh my God, that's Omarosa! Like, what are we going to go with?
I don't watch the
Flavor
show.
Flav next? You know, and he's going to come out with a big clock. It's time for Donald Trump. Okay.
Press Secretary Tila Tequila.
That's right. Well, this is Tana Goertz.
Gets.
Gets?
I don't know.
Okay, so she's now a spokesperson for Bedazzler, which is a fashion products, apparently. But
Different than the Bedazzler.
Okay, just so you know, FYI. But how did she even come upon that job? She was a runner-up on The Apprentice.
Of course.
That's why I'm like watching her on TV. I'm like, this is not a professional. Like, there's something wrong here. Yeah. Who goes on TV like, look, there are press documents based on government filings that you guys have no money. Money's not a problem. Money's not a problem. Who says that like 8 times? By the way, if you say 8 times money's not a problem, you know what you left the audience believing? That money's a problem.
Yeah.
Right? It's the famous line from Christine O'Donnell when she was running for Senate, and she ran her campaign by started the ad by saying, I am not a witch.
That is literally the only thing I can remember about her.
That's right. So when you come out and say, well, child, look, bedazzled me surprised because money's not a problem, and saying that, you know, Mr. Trump's a billionaire, well, then why doesn't he put that money in?
Yeah.
He's not putting it in because he doesn't have the money, and he's a cheap ass who thought he was going to make money from this campaign, not lose money, and now he's really frustrated that he can't run his campaign on fumes, so that's why he doesn't hire professional spokespeople. Instead, he hires bedazzlers like you.
Which actually, I have a little anecdote about that. But yeah, so look, you're failing in so many ways that you don't even realize it. Either you can't get the establishment and the wealthy, influential GOP people to give you money when supposedly you're the guy who makes deals and makes connections and knows how to work with people. So you could have gone that route, the Hillary Clinton route. Or maybe you like to talk about how popular you are and how many people love your campaign. Now, Bernie Sanders had that, and Bernie Sanders was able to outraise Hillary Clinton many months, simply on the back of small donations from the regular people that like him. And yet those people apparently aren't donating to you either. And so you failed the Bernie test and the Hillary Clinton test at the same time. And you don't think money is a problem? Well, maybe you're the problem. Maybe that's the actual problem. But to the reality show thing, I love that she showed up. There was a producer from The Apprentice who said that there was week after week that he wouldn't fire this bumbling guy who happened to be overweight. And he kept allowing him to stay. And the producer said we had to keep manipulating the footage to make the guy seem more competent than he was. And when we finally asked him, why do you keep this guy around? He said, oh, people enjoy it more if you have a funny fat guy standing around you.
Oh, my God. Oh, the person who's devastated by that news is Chris Christie.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, he's using Chris Christie as a funny prop. Hey, fat man, get on here and entertain the folks.
Yeah.
And then you remember the famous line, oh, your job is done here. Get on the plane, go home. Get on the plane and go home.
No Oreos.
Fat dude from Jersey, we already got our chuckle out of you.
Oh.
Get on the plane, go home.
This is his campaign.
Oh, that's the most embarrassing thing I've ever heard. Oh, for God's sake. And if you're around Donald Trump, don't you get it already? He's using you as some sort of punchline. And even if you're Corey Lewandowski, and as horrible a guy as he was, his campaign manager who yelled at everybody, assaulted people, etc., but Corey Lewandowski had Trump's back. He doesn't have your back. It's all about Trump. Even for Lewandowski, hey, you were useful for a while, then I discarded you.
Exactly.
And hey, Chris Christie's of the world, the Bedazzlers of the world, what do you think is going to happen to you? Once you're no longer useful, he's going to dispense with you.